A small car has its benefits. You don't have to look for a big parking spot, for example. The road tax is a lot cheaper compared to a large car. And because of the lower CO2 emission and cheaper car insurance, you would almost blindly choose a small one. Or not. The real question is, which one do you have to choose? To give you an idea of the smallest cars ever made, here are the top 10 smallest cars in the world. The most famous one is probably the small Mini Cooper. This little race monster won no less than 3 times the Monte Carlo Rally. The Mini Cooper was a sporty version of the Morris Mini, Myler and Austin 7, which was designed by Alec Segunes. John Cooper, who designed race cars, saw something in these models and built the Austin and Morris Mini Cooper in 1961. The Mini Cooper, with a length of just over 3 meters and a width of less than 140 centimeters, provide a lasting success. Still, various versions of these little spicy cars have sporty designs. The original Fiat 500 of 1957 was barely 3 meters long and 132 centimeters wide. In those years, whole families were squished into the backpack, as the car was called. The Fiat was first presented to the public in Turin as well as in Rome on July 4, 1957. Due to the success of this family car, exactly 50 years later, a retro version of the first Fiat Nuevo was introduced on the market in 2007. Still, the Fiat 500 is produced and sold a lot. By comparison, the current Fiat 500 is about half a meter longer and 30 centimeters wider. In the row smallest cars ever, you find another Italian brand, Piaggio Vespa 400. This dwarf car was made from 1957 to 1961 in France, but the design came from the Italian company Piaggio. The Vespa was only 2.85 meters long and 1.27 meters wide. The Vespa is no longer made, but the cars are still available at Motor Show Classics. The German company Goggomobil allowed Dart to build this car under license in Australia between 1959 and 1961. The two-seater with no doors was no great success, despite that time futuristic appearance. In 5 years, only 700 cars were built and the car was taken out of production. Another mini car that was built in the 50s, the Fuldamobil, which is only 2.70 meters long and 1.40 meters wide. It was invented by a German auto journalist. After a lot of discussions about the components and financing, the first production of the boulder head was leaving the factory in 1951. In the following years, several types of the Fuldamobil were produced, but it was never really a success. In total, only 123 cars left the factory. One of the latest small cars on the market with reasonable success is the Smart Fortwo. This two-person car was launched in 1998 and is now in its 3rd generation. The name Smart stands for Swatch Mercedes Art, and considering it's a collaboration between Swatch, the watchmakers, and Mercedes. The smallest Smart is 2.5 meters long. Also, the Autobianchi, like many other small cars designed in 1957, were made with the Fiat 500 in mind. This Italian classic quickly came in multiple versions on the market, such as the Berlina, the Cabriolet, the convertible, wagon and van. More than 20 years it has been a popular luxury mini car, but now they have stopped production. One of the smallest cars ever is not a classic. Commuter Cars Tango T600 was designed and produced in 2005. Actor George Clooney was driving in the first instance. The second build was 3 years later. The Tango is a single electric sports car. It should be the solution to the climate change and road traffic. However, since then we heard nothing more. The total length of this sporty minicar is just 2.60 meters, and the width is not yet a meter. Due to its small size and rounded shape, passengers in an ISO Isetta feel sitting in a bubble. Because of that, the small car with only one door at the front got named Bubble Car. In 1955, BMW bought the license to produce the Isetta. Motorists were crazy about the design, because even though there was no room for luggage and the rear wheels were too close together, there were 160,000 copies sold in 8 years. The smallest car ever made is the Piaggio P50, made from 1962 to 1961. This English minicar, only 1.34 meters long and 41 centimeters wide. Funny detail is that there was no reverse gear available. Who wanted to go backwards had to lift the car up, rotate it, and get the car turning with a separate lever. With only 47 units ever built, this car can be considered as a curiosity. In 2008, drove Jimmy Clarkson of Top Gear the P50 inside the studio. This could well be the reason that Piaggio began in 2010 with the production of now models of the P50. If you also want to get the smallest car ever made, you can buy one for about $10,000. These were the top 10 smallest cars ever made. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and subscribe for more weekly content. I was your host Lucas. Have a nice day.